we're going to talk about today. I do not have too much time, so this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to manifest the things that you want in life, because God has given us equally, all of us. There is no one who is better than the other. There is no one who is holier than the other. There is no one who is in a better religion than anyone. There is no one who is or who has a better race, or who is because they are white, black, or whatever color that your color, the color of your skin, or whatever. It does not matter. What matters is that you have to know the secret of getting the life that you want, right? Hello, Jeanette. Hello. Yes. Oh, I was thinking that you were saying that I'm cutting like this. Like, yes, I've cut my hair. So we are going basically to learn about the life that we want, because so many of us, we want a good life for ourselves. We want good life for our children. We want good life for, basically everyone, right? But it seems as if that the system that we have been taught, that we go to school, we get a degree or diploma, and then we get a job and we get married. It doesn't only make us successful, but also doesn't give us that fulfillment that we are looking for. But then there are secrets in this thing, and I'm hoping that you have your books, you have your the book that we are reading, I Am Rich Beyond My Wildest Dream. I'm hoping that you have the book, because that is what we are reading. And I'm surely next week I'll have to give you the guidelines on where we're going to read, because right now I read the book again from what you call this, from the introduction is to chapter 2. So that's what I'm going to discuss today. The reason why I am doing this is because I love you. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to see people suffering, because there is an abundance of money for all of us. There is an abundance of wealth for all of us. There is an abundance of everything for all of us. But it seems like there are people who are getting this, and there are other people who are not getting this. But then I share those methods. If you have been in my program, in my group, I have shared this program, the 30-day program, where people are manifesting the life that they want. I also shared this book, that Go and Manifest, and I have manifested. I literally have manifested the things that I want. Not all of them, but I have manifested those that a few that I wrote on the book that I had. And the reason why I'm doing this again is because I want you to do the work, because sometimes when you show people simple ways of doing the work, they're thinking no. Because if you are, for instance, 37 or 47, you have been conditioned to learn through difficult times, through devastation, through all of that, right? You have been conditioned to learn that this is the life for yourself. But then God has created ease for us. God has created things that me and you can have. So the first thing, the author of the book said, this is the big secret. This is the big secret. My son is trying to open the door and I have locked. So the author of the book, if you have read the book, said, this is the big secret. It is in every religion. And I know it in the Bible. There's a Bible verse that talks about this big secret. The secret is for you to ask. Ask and receive. So asking does not only go alone. Asking and receiving. Those are two, they go together. These are laws of the universe. Some people would ask, but they are not opened to receiving. Some people will receive, but then they are not open to asking more of what they want, right? But at least for people who are receiving, then there's something better that they are doing. But for the people that are not asking, you will never get what you want. Now, I work as a coach. Many of you know I work as a coach. I am a holistic life coach. All I do is to align mind, body, and spirit so that my people can get everything that they want, right? And one thing that I have seen is that people know what they don't want. So I don't want a man who's a drunkard. I don't want a woman who is who loves money. I don't want a car that will break whenever I go. I don't want whatever. And if you have learned, I think I have spoken in one of my lives, even here, I think, where I said the mind cannot differentiate between don't and do, cannot differentiate between can't and can, right? So if you have studied the neuro-linguistic language programming, these are the people who are studying the language of the mind, and they will tell you that the mind does not know that you are saying can't. It means when you're saying I can't run, I can't whatever, it means that you can. Actually, that is what you can. So many people say, I do not want a man who is this and that. I do not want a woman who is this and that. I do not want a workplace who's this. And that is the request that they are giving to the universe. And the universe brings them the things that they don't want. I hope you understand that, many times when I'm sitting with women, all they talk about is the things they don't want. There's my husband always is putting shoes there. My what is always doing 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, nah, I don't like whatever. And for as long as you are putting emphasis, you are putting your focus onto something that you don't want, then you are expanding it. Again, there's a law that says where focus goes, energy flows. So where focus goes, it expands. That thing expands, and it becomes the reality of your life. So now when you want to ask for the things that you want. You don't want to be in the frequency of I don't want this, I don't want that. Talk about what you want. Many years ago, I went to see a coach, and one of my problems was also this: I was not earning money. I was not hitting my goals and all that. And when I was talking to this coach, she said to me, Malebu, do you know how to ask? And I said, yeah, I think so, yeah. She said, in all these things, all I am picking up from you and your frequency is that you don't know how to ask. And you know what? When I went out of that session, I realized that, one, I had many things that I didn't want in my life, and like smaller things. Number one, I did a video about it here on YouTube when I was talking about my helper who said she doesn't know how to cook. And really, by that time, I used to talk about what I don't want. I don't like cooking. I don't like cooking. Guess what? I was cooking every day. I don't like cooking, and I did not get help because what I was asking for was not what I wanted. But then what I was opening my mouth and saying was the very thing that was coming into my life, until I walked out of that session and decided to really open my mouth and speak to my helper. And I said, May, can you please help me with cooking? And that my life has become so easy because I cook whenever I want to. But my previous message was different, was that I don't like to cook, and I have a helper who doesn't know how to cook. All the time I was giving the things that I don't want, a focus that even my energy, when I think of cooking, my energy would drop and all of that, because, I was literally putting my all in the things that I don't want. So the law or the secret says, ask. And today I am saying, ask for the things that you want. Talk about the things that you want. And in my previous life, really, I used to do this. I used to tell people about my life. I don't know what happened, between then and, after I got the things that I wanted, then I went into this frequency of, maybe because I got what I wanted or a pinch of what I wanted, then I went back to, complaining. When you complain, actually you are asking. When you are saying the government is not doing whatever, you are asking for that. That is why the Bible also says, life and death lies in the power of the tongue. So it doesn't say when you complain is not the power of the tongue. It doesn't say when you feel like, oh my gosh, I should complain to my friend. It doesn't, no. And the book of Habakkuk, for people who then go onto WhatsApp and complain about the life that they are supposed to not live and all that, the book of Habakkuk says, write down your dreams. Guess what? You are busy texting. On Facebook, you are writing about how your life is boring, about how this and this is not nice, how this and that is not nice. And guess what? That is what you are asking, especially for the people who are not making jokes. Like, there are people literally going onto Facebook, onto social media, just to complain about the life that they are living. And yes, that is what you are putting more of your energy to. And where energy is, where energy goes, where focus goes, energy flows, right? So we must be in a position where we can freely ask for the things that we want. Open your mouth and say, I want this. So in my previous life, before I got caught by adulthood, I was I'm still am. I mean, there are times where, I go back to my old self, then I come back, and I go back to my old self, and I come back, right? And when I was still, I was very ambitious. I'm still am, like I said. But then by that time, I would literally visualize my life. That is how even the asking was. I would see my life. I would, when we are with people at a club or wherever, I would tell them that, you know what, I'm going to make it on TV. This is what I'm going to do. This is who I am today. And people were like, this woman is crazy. And guess what? They are even inboxing me on Facebook that the life that you are living now, that is the life you used to tell us about. Because the asking means that you focus on the things that you want. So from today, we are not going to, thank you, Tabi Singh. We are not going to talk about the things that we don't want. We are going to be putting more effort on the things that you want. What is it that you want? Who is here, Jeanette? What is it that you want in Tabi Singh? What is it that you want as a person? Whatever that you want can be given to you. Actually, the law, which is biblical, it's in every religion, it says, ask and you shall receive. So the problem with asking and receiving, it lies within us. It lies within our being, right? So today you are not going to, I know that we have so many problems that we cannot even help it but complain. We have so many problems that, you can't even breathe. You just want to tell somebody about the problem. Today, when you are asking, you are going to ask from a place of power, knowing that all that you want has already been given to you. I always do this mantra. All I want also wants me. The things that I want, they want me too. And I always talk about it in the group that when you came here as a person, when you came here, you had a soul contract, you had everything. God showed you, just like you remember in the Bible, there was a time when the devil was talking to Jesus that, you see this town and all this thing, this is going to be yours if you are going to do 1, 2, 3, right? That is actually what happened between us and God. God said, okay, fine, you're not going to, it was not a contract by that time. It was just with God saying, go and save the world, Malebu. I'm giving you a gift of healing. I'm giving you this and this. You are going to marry this guy. You are going to have how many kids? This is where you are going to stay, and a whole lot of that. So when you are seeing a car, because there can be many cars in the world, but you are seeing maybe a BMW, out of there's Benz, there's all these things, but when you are seeing a BMW becomes attractive to you because that is what you have signed up for. So when you ask, you're not going to ask from begging. You're not going to ask from a place of, I don't have, like, God, come and rescue me. You're going to ask from a place of power, knowing that all things that you want has already been done for you. God has already sorted out everything, right? That is number 2. Number 1. The second one is for you to open yourself up to receiving. You know, a whole lot of people are not open to receiving. And I will tell you why. When we were young, we were told about self-sabotage. We were told a whole lot of time about, you know, that you need to work hard in order to get things. Now, when things have been created for you with ease, right? Malebu says, go and write things 20 times, and then you're going to be okay. Now you start seeing the life of ease. Guess what? Your subconscious mind says, you know what? I don't want this. Now you start sabotaging yourself. People become successful and they sabotage their success because of the conditioning, the things that they have been taught to believe about themselves. That is why then the receiving sometimes also doesn't come after you have asked, are you opening yourself up for receiving? Now, how do you open yourself up for receiving? You have to get into a point where you understand, what have you been taught to believe about yourself? What are the things that you have been taught to believe about money? What are the things that you as well, in your own experiences, what have you been taught, or what have your experiences taught you about money, about relationships, about then? Imagine you are, for instance, you want a good man, right? You want a good Christian man who reads the Bible every day. But in your subconscious mind or your limiting beliefs, you know that these Christian people, they don't work. They just want to be at church and all that. Now you are asking God, can you give me a man who's a Christian or all that? God gives you that man, or God is busy connecting you with this man that you want, right? Or that actually is your soul contract with, that you're supposed to marry. But then your mind, your subconscious mind, a storage system for the entire thing that you have, your body, it's busy reminding you of what these Christian men are. And you are busy now, it comes to your heart. The Bible says, the issue, guard your heart, because that is where the issue of lives flows in. They flow from the head to the heart. That's how it does, right? It does it. So it comes from your subconscious mind, goes to the heart and creates an emotion in you. And that emotion will either repel that thing that you want, or it will make you receive that which you want. So you want to go home and also understand, what are my limiting beliefs? What have I been taught to believe about myself? I mean, on my 12-day program, we are even going deeper to knowing what our parents, what our forefathers were made to believe about money, about the things that we are struggling with, because we have to break those curses. Some of them, they are coming from our lineage. Some of them, they come from society. Some of them, they come from our own experiences. So in order for you to fulfill the law of asking and receiving, you have to open your mouth and talk more. When you are with your friends, when you are with your colleagues, when you are on Facebook, talk more about the things that you want. Talk and say, yeah, you know me, I'm gonna get married to a very nice man. And I mean, there was a time when I wrote on Facebook that I want to get married at the beach. Guess what? I got engaged in Devon. That's where I got engaged, and hopefully my anniversary is going this year is going to be at the beach. That's the desires of my heart. And that, you know, I even wrote about it on Facebook, that, dear husband, I'm waiting for you at the beach. Guess what? That is what happened in my life. So you need to talk more about the things that you want. And then also go and revisit your past. Look at the things that has been repeatedly happening in your life. Have you been getting men who are leaving you? Have you been getting people who just love you and then you feel like they have used you? If you have gotten that, you need to go and heal that part of you. When you heal that part of you, or become even aware of that part of you, because whatever happens to you creates an experience in you and a belief in you about a certain gender, about a certain religion, about whatever, that creates that belief then creates that block between you asking and receiving. So when you are supposed to receive, your limiting belief will be then saying, you remember Tabo, he hate you, what do you want right now? So, so that's what we're going to do for today. And I wanted to talk about something else. Something got into my ear. I wanted to talk about something else. I have 3 minutes. So the other thing that I want to talk about quickly is accepting that all things has already been done for you. So chapter 2 of this book talks about accepting your own good, accepting that when people are offering you help, you are asking for help. You are asking that, now my son is too much for me. I can't, all of these things. Now, when people are offering help, you are rejecting them. So you are coming from a limiting belief that you have to be helped by people who know you or whatever it is. Understand that all of these things that you want have already been made for you. If you want to become a life coach, you are not the first one to become a life coach. I'm not the first one to become a life coach. Actually, even this book that talks about this thing, I have been talking about this for the longest time in my life. When I got this book, I got to realize that, no man, me and this person, we are talking about the same things. And guess what? Even him, he knows of another person who's talking about the same things. So you are not implementing anything. You are not doing anything that is outside of planet Earth. It's already in planet Earth. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your child, whoever is here on planet Earth, they have to, live here. Your car is already here. They are not going to manufacture your car. Your car is already here. It is already there at BMW or whatever. Maybe at VW, whatever, it's already here. Accept that it has already been done. And my process as a person is to allow this law to be fulfilled, to ask more of the things that I want, and also open myself up to receiving. That is that for today. Yes. You see, Jeanette, I honestly want to raise my son with his dad. Talk about his good. Talk about the things that he did that were good, right? Talk about them more. That when I used to be with my son's dad, he used to be this and this. Talk more about it. Talk more about it. And now I'm going to the group. Yes, Peppy. Bona are Volvo. Volvo is already here. It's for you just to open up and receive that thing, right? We ask from a place of knowing we already have. Yes, and Tabi saying. So guys, I had 30 minutes here. So we're going to talk more about this big secret. I don't know how did God gave me this message of talking about why the rich are getting richer. When I actually packed the message, I saw that me and this guy, we are always aligned, because he was talking a bit about what I am going to be talking about in the group, but I'm going to expand it. We're going to also understand how to do this, how to fulfill the law of getting the things that we want. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you on the group just now. Bye.